My friends, the weather is nice, and Flamengo fans are teasing some of the players. Man, we have to have fun. We have to take this as a joke, but what's funny is funny. Leonardo Jardim came in hard, laying down the law over there. He actually, the guy demands a lot from the players, demands a lot from the athletes. He wants the high performance athletes performing. He wants these athletes playing well, physically fit, and focused. And there's nothing better than going to the root, going right there to the root of the problems and solving them. There's a diagnosis that they really had a lot of freedom and that they weren't there accepting certain situations. Actually, they had freedom and didn't know how to make use of it. So, from the moment you identify the diagnosis, you remedy it, you try to solve the situation or prevent new situations. It's even better to prevent than to remedy. So, Flamengo fans obviously are making fun. Very funny. The comment here from Yuri CRF is hilarious. I'm going to start here. Even before we continue with this video, I want to mention this comment right away so we can bring it up because there's already a new rule. At Flamengo, under Jardim, besides the concentration, there's already another one, and we're going to check out the fans' comments. But I'm going to start with this one here, this Saturday on a sunny day. Hello, Gonzalo Plata. Hello, Carrascal. I'm going out for a drink today, but you guys aren't. You're going to sleep at the Niño de Urubu. Haha. Seriously, guys. I hope the guys make the most of this so that they stay focused. Yeah, because all Coach Leonardo Jardim wants is to make the team more focused. And we show up like that saying, guys, red and black greetings. This is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel. If you're just arriving, I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe down below, turn on notifications by clicking the bell, and drop a like on the video. We're here to remind you that you can get Flamengo merchandise, including this Zico jersey, the jersey celebrating 40 years since Zico's return. Brazilian, you can also get Feruza, Diamante Negro, Brazilian products, and official jerseys like this personalized long sleeve mango jersey right here on YouTube Shopping. Besides that, we're also here with sponsorship from Caravana do Aruro. You can travel to Flamengo games and make sure you're there at the matches. So, with Caravana do Aruro, why? At the games in Rio de Janeiro, there's a reception with tickets included, and for games outside Rio, you get the full package with Caravana do Arruda, right? Look, we have here the partial Flamengo count. 60,000 tickets sold for the final of the Carioca Championship between Flamengo and Fluminense. Exclusive information we're bringing you here. The 2026 state championship title will be decided with the derby. So, Flamengo fans started buying and it evened out. Because Fluminense fans had that check-in thing, they paid almost nothing. Actually, the tickets were about 30 reais or so, while Flamengo's tickets were more expensive. When it opened to the general public, people started buying half-price tickets, bought everything, and now it's more balanced. So, Flamengo sold a lot of tickets in the last 16 hours, right? Flamengo's selling a lot of tickets, and now Flamengo has practically sold out 60,000 tickets sold. We'll have a full house, and Mango will play the final with its fans as well. I was worried because, man, the ticket prices and the ease they give to Fluminense's club members only help them get ahead in buying tickets. But overall, at the last minute, Flamengo will have the same number of fans present, right? I believe it'll be even. Flamengo never has fewer fans, especially because in the mixed section, in that section of Maracanã too. But it turns out that Flamengo's fans also buy everything, so I believe that. But the guys said they were buying in Flamengo's section, planning to access the Super Ingresso website and buy in Flamengo's section. Well, the important thing is that our fans took a while, but they started buying, and it was because of this financial issue, the ticket price, right? And you could also buy half-price tickets. After the general public, it was more worth it to buy the half-price ticket. Look, now we're going to bring up the issue with Abel. Ferreira, who criticized synthetic turf, talked about synthetic turf while criticizing natural grass. I find it impressive, right, man? You know that Maracanã has had a perfect field for some time now, it's natural grass. But Abel Ferreira is always taking jabs at natural grass, always wanting to praise synthetic turf. In a recent press conference, he stated the following, that the synthetic turf at Allianz Parque is better than 70% of the natural grass fields in Brazilian soccer. And he says, synthetic turf is just like natural grass. When it's bad, you replace it. Our turf is top-notch. It rained very little. This turf is better than 70% of the natural grass fields in Brazil. And then the Flamengo fans, Edelson Augusto bursting out laughing. Senafla official, there's no difference. Even at Flamengo's Terrão, at Flamengo's Zatero, they would beat Palmeiras. Last year, it was a beating in São Paulo, a beating in Rio, a beating in Lima. Next location, Mas. Amazing. I'm going to pin this comment. Fernando R.V. Arantes, this guy only talks crap. Andre El Matos, as an employee, can't go against what the boss wants to cut costs. Exactly. Ednildo. Brito, Abel is a poet when he's silent. Joe CRF, I agree. It's easy to blow out your knee, just like what happened to me. Look at that. David asks, some plastic isn't grass. Then Luis Gustavo official used the clown emoji. There are already people commenting, my bulls. Marcelo Enrique Oliver says, synthetic grass is just like natural, only synthetic. Ha ha ha. Man, there's not a single comment. Carlos 038987 sent it. Nothing that's not natural is better than the original. It is. Man, natural is always better. Clodoaldo Lima Moraes. That's why in Europe, they're all synthetic. Like, that's ironic, by the way. It's worth remembering that over in Portugal, they banned synthetic fields, right, Abel? And you don't talk about that, do you? D.N. Mendes said, the triple runner-up is... That's it. Nego was runner-up, you know that. So are you really bringing up the Super Cup and Recopa when you finished second in the Brazilian Championship and Libertadores? For us, shut up. Palmeiras fan, Pepinha, shut up. Pepinha is Palmeiras scratch card. They put no World Cup when you scratch it. It's sensational. Andre JBR is, yes, an inflatable doll. It's just like a normal woman, only inflatable. Get lost, Abel. They're tearing him apart, but it's obvious here that Abel is right. The ones who are wrong are all of Europe. Brazilian teams complaining about synthetic fields are all wrong. Yeah, Brazil is being a pioneer in having synthetic turf. Bad, right? Of course, right? That's where you guys play, Pedrão. Back in 1981, sent it here, yeah. The vinegar, Marcio, yeah. Check out Fabricio Kika's post about this on X from a specialist. He's really good with those posts, okay? It's people saying that he only talks nonsense, right? But it's true. Okay, Fabricio Kika explains things really well. It's worth checking him out. He's great with those posts, especially when he talks about stadiums, fields, and all that. Look at that. So now we're going to bring you some important information. Yeah, I spoke with a source connected to Flamengo's management who told me the following about the possible hiring of a former player to work there in the locker room. Yeah, he said he thinks it's unlikely. Okay. An executive, a director hired just for this role. Okay, and then, right? What this source told me is that so far, BAP hasn't decided anything. It's just that they think it's hard to put someone inside the club just to be friends with the players, right? So is that it? Would it be that position they were talking about, saying it would be Fabio Luciano, which I said at first he didn't want? He had renewed with ESPN, but Flamengo was going to insist. According to one source, this other source says that nothing is happening regarding Fabio Luciano. All right, guys, so we'll keep going, always bringing you the facts as they really are. Many people are talking about Edu Gaspar and Fabio Luciano, for example. It's important for us to also bring you the news about Edu Gaspar, which I mentioned yesterday. He was at Ninho do Urubu today, there with Leonardo Jardim, working as usual. They were together, working. Today, practice is at 5 p.m., and after that, the players will go into concentration. Boto is there, and so far nothing different is happening. There's no news about Boto being fired. In response to journalist Lucas Bayer from Lens, Edu Gaspar was cautious when commenting on the possibility of taking on the role of Flamengo's football director. Quote, I'm still working with the group, and at the moment I can't commit to anything. So he made it clear that he can't commit to anything, that he's still working. To Angelo Furtado, he had said, nice to talk to you tomorrow, Saturday. In this case, I can talk more calmly. Apparently, he didn't talk, but I confirmed that Flamengo did, in fact, reach out. Okay, but it could be that way too, right? A polite answer there, maybe fishing for something we don't know. We don't know. So who can guarantee that Flamengo really reached out? After all, if they were going to fire Boto, that hasn't happened. Boto is still working as usual. Oh, so they're waiting to hire someone before firing him? But who can guarantee that? He's still working there. And speaking of that, we mentioned that Flamengo trains at 5 p.m. Then the players go into camp for the next day for the Maracanã game at 6 p.m. Final of the Carioca Championship, Flamengo reaching their 8th straight Carioca final, right? Did I already tell you that earlier? They could win 6 Carioca titles, 2 three-peats in 8 years. It's an incredible, incredible achievement, right, for Flamengo? Imagine Flamengo reaching, if I'm not mistaken, 7 state titles in 10 years. Flamengo having 7. And the other 3 clubs together, 3, it's total supremacy, right? And we have a new rule that takes effect starting today. Jardim has banned the use of cell phones in the locker room before matches. According to Vene Casagrande, coach Leonardo Jardim is still making changes to Flamengo's squad routine. In addition to the pre-game camp in Rio de Janeiro, the Portuguese coach has adopted this new measure as well. He has banned the use of smartphones, iPhones, cell phones, and so on in the locker room before matches. But come on, mister, you have to get someone to play music for the players, right? The guys get focused with some music, and also, how are you going to play that music now? That's complicated, you can't do it. Make a rule that you can't use WhatsApp, I don't know, but you can't even use Bluetooth there. The music to motivate, right? The songs they play to get motivated and all, it's complicated, huh? Honestly, I'm in favor. All of this improves focus, right? The players get more focused, but let's see what people are saying here. Fla without a filter, very good. Putting pressure on the spoiled players in the squad. Mengao's vibe, totally fair. Pichu sent that in. I can already imagine the news. In case there aren't any results on the field. Thiago Eliana is here. I'm already getting my hopes up with this coach, man. His style is really similar, very similar to Jorge Jesus, really. I'm starting to like just focusing on playing soccer. He's Candido. Okay, now things are going to work out for Knizada. Rafa Cunha clapping his hands. Diego Viana, that's absolutely right, man. 100% approval, okay? Ramon Arias needed to put some authority in this group. Ismael Braga, be careful. These guys have already gotten coaches fired recently. There's that too. But man, it's like I said, if a player is unhappy, I even talked about this today. If he's unhappy, just turn to the guy and say it like this. Do your best. When the offer comes mid-year, I'll sell you. If there's a player who's unhappy, just turn to the guy and say this. Look, play your best until the middle of the year. If you play well until the middle of the year, your value goes up. I'll sell you. If a good offer comes in, I'll sell you. Or I'll give you a raise. Either I sell you or I give you a raise. It's not fair. The guy doesn't want to stay here. If he doesn't want to stay, the door is right there. But he's not leaving for free because Flamengo can't take a loss. So you turn to the guy and say, my friend, do you want to leave? Play well until the middle of the year. Play well, increase your value. I'll sell you. That's it. And then use that money to sign another player who wants to be here. That's it. Now he's going to keep whining, wanting a raise. The other guy came in earning more than me. Man, what a joke. Now, the blame for this is on the advisor who finds out how much the defender came in earning. Vitão, then he goes and tells the others and creates this terrible atmosphere, right? These guys who find out how much someone else is making, right? Foolish, and the one who told him to told the advisor, tells the advisor, then the advisor who wants to stir things up takes it to the player, that player takes it to another, and then everyone gets involved, right? The other guy nearly got relegated in the Brasileirão. We won everything, yet he earns more than us. That's the issue. So what will you do? And in that, Boto did really well. In the meeting with the players, he talked about Arrascaeta, who played well to fight for and get a raise. He put the pressure on them because he played well. You want a raise, fine, earn it. You don't want a raise, you want to leave, then play well. You won't get a good offer and leave Flamengo for free, man. And you won't get a raise without earning it either. It's too much pampering. They're very spoiled. That's why I'm liking the coach. Now, if you mess around, first, you won't go to the World Cup, you won't get called up, and if you mess around, you won't get sold. You'll be sidelined, just like Pablo was. If you want to leave making good money, being sold for a good price, play well. If you want a raise, play well. That's your option. If you didn't play well, if you didn't do your part, you'll be benched. Man, Vitão came in playing really well. Danilo is playing great. If you guys don't want to play, that's fine. I have no problem saying it. If you don't want to play, okay, do this. Play until the middle of the year, until the World Cup. Played well, got called up, didn't get called up. I think some of them have a chance, got called up, great, didn't get called up, that's fine too, but played well. They're valued. Flamengo says, if you want to stay and are playing well, I'll give you a raise. If you don't want a raise and want to leave, you're upset about staying at Flamengo. So come here, bring the offer. Come here, agent, bring the offer. Now, the blame for all this is on the one who created this mess. It's on the one who created this mess. Creating tension in the squad. Not that they're not speaking, but one wants more than the other, which is a bad situation. Play well until mid-year, then Flamengo will either sell you or renew your contract. Only those who want to stay will remain. Paulo F. Acosta said, now my competitive Flamengo will get back to full focus. Felipe Luiz's departure was already a sign that BP doesn't care. Whether the player is an idol or not, if he's not contributing to the team, goodbye and good luck. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the team will improve physically and play with determination. Now, Kawa WCK, that's it, man. That's what I was just talking about. It was a warning from BAP, and another thing, everyone is out there campaigning to send everyone away and all that. And then talking about this issue with Boto possibly being fired, maybe, I don't know, maybe nobody says anything else, okay? They're there working at the training center, but if he gets fired, it's BAP signing a letter too. Like, look at the chain, spoiled kids' wishes. Okay, is there a player there? Wanted Boto to be fired, I'm firing him, and I agreed. The guy's wishes, their vanity, then the player's wish against Boto. So there's all that, there's the thing of turning to the guys. If you want to leave, play. That's what I was saying. If you want to leave, play, and you'll either be sold or get a raise. But if you play soccer without actually playing, nothing happens, okay? And stop complaining, stop being spoiled. That's the reality. And there are fans saying they're going to take the guy down, that there's no way. We should now more than ever support, because that's it. I told you guys, a lot of people, oh, you asked for Felipe's head, didn't you? No, I criticized some attitudes. Exactly, for being too soft on some players like Samuelino, Plata, with so many players playing better. Luis Araujo, Cebolinha, some players playing in the wrong positions. I criticized Felipe Luis and I said I wanted him to stop being stubborn and make better use of the players. He didn't do it. It happened. It didn't work out. Football, guys, football. I didn't ask for anyone's head. I just criticized at times and defended a lot. A lot of people called me an apologist, okay? Agui Alves, right? It seems like BAP is right. Let's hope it works out. Yeah, man, you have to hope it works out. And you have to call out anyone who doesn't want to play ball. You have to call out anyone who doesn't want to play ball. Okay, if we take him down in less than 2 months, it's no use? Yeah. They said the same thing when Jesus came, also with many rules. Tamarão is going to fall. They're going to take him down. The players are going to take him down in 2 months. They said the same about Jorge Jesus. Okay, forget about saying it's just like 2023, that there are a lot of coincidences, that everything's going to go wrong. No, think positive. Everything's going to work out. Everything's going to work out, okay? I'm going to think positive too. And forget about all this coincidence stuff, all this crap about energy, whatever, that you can't make decisions on a certain day. Forget it. Let's go all in. Subscribe, turn on notifications, hit the bell, and like the video. Greetings, red and black fans. This is Flamengo. Thanks.